Welcome everybody to the Switch Bit, and let's talk about the Nindy Showcase for spring of 2019. We're gonna hop right into the very first announcement, and that, of course, is Cuphead for the Nintendo Switch. You know, this kind of marks an unprecedented partnership. I know that I'm coining a really terrible phrase from EA and Nintendo, but this is really cool to see because nobody thought this was going to leave Microsoft. This is going to be a great game. I'm so excited for it. It's going to fit the Nintendo Switch so well, and it's probably going to sell more on the Nintendo Switch than it has on any other platform. That's just my prediction. It's coming next month. Awesome. There are quite a few games in here that I'm not interested in, and this is one of them. It's a procedurally generated, roguelike kind of game. We see these left and right. To me, this does absolutely nothing for me. I think it's called Overland. It gives you a bunch of different kind of quests that you can perform, and you have to make decisions like save a stranger, or save a dog, or whatever. But it has an interesting art style, but it just seems like another game that's going to get lost kind of in the mix of all the other indie games that have unique art styles and atmospheres. But I don't know. It might wind up being, I guess, worth the time or really cool. But yeah, I don't know. It's just not for me. I don't even know why I'm spending so much time talking about it, honestly. But this might interest some people. So there it is. It's called Overland, coming this fall from Finji. I haven't heard of Finji either. This looks like a pretty cool game. I've never heard of it, never heard of the studio behind it, but basically you're just doing like, what they call it, a ballet of destruction is what they said. So you're basically just doing a bunch of cool like spin moves, Matrix style moves while you're killing stuff. They mentioned something about a banana. I don't know. It's called My Friend Pedro, and it's coming in June. Devolver Digital is cool though, so I'm kind of excited about whatever they bring. They're kind of a weird company. All right, here's a game about being an Uber driver. Now, this actually does seem kind of interesting to me. You're the last human driver in a world dominated by some corporation that's taken over, and evidently there's probably some, I think they call it an emotional survival horror game. But, they're watching you, and you got to make sure that you don't lose your job as the last human Uber driver in the future. Or Lyft driver, if you like Lyft. It looks cool. If that's cheap enough, I'll give it a go. This is a game that I think looks very cool. And I think they said this is the first game from this company. I'm from the north, and Iditarod is kind of a big deal. And that's what this is about. It's about Iditarod. And all of a sudden something happens and you got to make your way through the frozen lands and survive with your dogs. That just seems really, really interesting. It looks beautiful. So I hopefully that comes out sooner rather than later. Here comes another indie game that to me just seems kind of like all the other indie games. I think this is another, I think they said it was procedurally generated. Everybody's going to have different experiences, yada yada. But I'm not really, I didn't like Don't Starve and those kind of games. That's what this reminds me of. You got to survive during the day, and then you have to make it through the night when the creatures attack. We've seen that in other games. That's coming in May. Darkwood. Okay, this one's about you're a ninja who can control time. I think there's more to this game than what they're showing though. You can, if you die, you can reverse time and go back to the beginning of the level. If you get hit once, you're dead. But then in between levels, you gotta go talk to a therapist, and you have to take medication. So I don't know what's gonna go on with this game. I have the idea that you're just crazy and you're killing innocent people. But man, I don't know. I just think that'd be a cool idea. Coming out the same day as Cuphead, Katana Zero, so it's probably not going to sell very well. People are going to get Cuphead instead. Tim Schafer showed up to show off this game from Double Fine Studios called Rad, which I get radiation. This is like I think somebody coined it the post-apocalyptic video game because it's going to be all about mutations. You'll see in just a second once the actual gameplay starts. You're going around killing stuff in this very cool looking world. There's all kinds of plants and animals and mutations that you've never seen, but as you mutate into different things, you can pick up their like powers, I guess. I think they showed him like mutating into several different things from all the radiation, you know. It seems pretty interesting. And Double Fine makes good games. They make cool games. You know you're going to get something, you know, unique if you're getting a Double Fine game. There's probably going to be a lot of, you know, quirky humor and that kind of stuff. But so you can mutate into a snake here and whatever that is. And it's Groot legs. That looks pretty cool. It seems very 80s. Very 80s. But, you know, I'm from the 80s, so I can dig it. Summer 2019. A lot of games don't have actual dates on this. All right, this is an action shooter game, but it's also like a pinball game. I have no idea how this is going to work. It seems interesting enough. It seems very stressful though. It's got to, you know, it's got to control very well to pull off, you know, what it's trying to pull off. I like the lightsaber kind of bullet deflection. You know, that was always fun in the Star Wars games. So hopefully that can be pulled off. I don't know much else about what they showed. If it's going to be the procedure generated or randomized or multiplayer or whatever. But Creature in the Well. A lot of games coming this summer. I have no idea. I must have blinked or something during the actual presentation because I don't know what this is called. And I don't know, just seems like another typical kind of indie game. Doesn't look like anything special to me, but you know, we'll find out more about that. Maybe I'll change my mind. We'll see. Bloodroots, another summer game. I always wonder how they choose which games, because there's a lot more. You know, there's a lot more games coming to Switch. Oh, here we go. Yes, this seems very interesting to me. This is an open world game, and there's a bunch of really cool, like, humanoid, but animal creatures. And I don't know. This is all about them fighting each other, but then you're a human? Or are you a human? I don't know. It seems really cool. I like the art style. See, look at those, like, foxes, and they're all, like, ready to go to war. It's like a survival open world game where you can it seems like they're playing as the actual, you know, the different creatures and stuff, not just the human, but we'll wait till we see a little bit more about that. So you're basically Rocket Raccoon. That seems pretty cool to me. That caught my eye. Pine. See, at least they give you a month. And here's a collection of arcade games. To me, this is absolutely no interest to me. The art style and, you know. There's Super Crate Box, and then there's Nuclear Throne. This is available today. I mean, it seems cool enough, I guess, but it doesn't really do anything to set it apart in my eyes. And then they talked about this collection of games coming, collection of arcade games that's going to be expanding. Like this one's about bugs, killing bugs, ultra bugs later this year. I don't know. That does nothing for me, nothing at all. And you've seen shooters in space, and you've seen shooters in the sky, but now you can be a killer in the water. This looks like kind of a cool a take on the shmup genre multiplayer. So hopefully they can actually do unique things with the water physics and enemies and stuff like that. I don't think it's going to be online though, but we'll see. If it, to me, you know, I don't have a whole lot of friends that I just come over and, you know, play games with. So this kind of stuff I really want to see have online play. A lot of these indies don't. They just have the local, you know, couch co-op. Swim Sanity, available in the crowded summer. And here we go. Oh, this is a shadow drop I didn't see coming from anywhere. Anybody played this back in the day? Well, I say back in the day. This is one of my favorite games in the, you know, in the 80s. I read the books. Man, I freaking loved this series. And then, you know, when Inti Creates, they made the launch title. That was awesome. So this is the sequel to it, and it's gonna take you into space. You're gonna have new moves. It looks like you can can travel from planet to planet now and traverse different planets instead of just all being in one, you know, underground labyrinth. You got like cool combo moves that you can do, like that if you line it up right. It just seems like they're really amping the level up, and it's available today, $9.99. Like that's a heck of a deal. Anybody who's even interested in the series, you know, $9.99. I really hope that it does well for them because the first was great. Blaster Master 02. I love those shadow drops, especially on good games like that. Speaking of good games, this might be one. I don't know. Stranger Things 3. This is coming out the same day as Stranger Things 3 on Netflix, or Season 3. They said you can play as 12 characters, and, you know, it's co-op. It seems cool to me because it gives me that, like, Zombies Ate My Neighbors kind of vibe, old school vibe, but I'm just kind of over Stranger Things, so I don't know. If it's like a mobile game port, I don't want it. And then they announced some sales. I still have to hop on there and see, but all these games are supposed to be on sale right now. Those are some good games. So hop on the eShop, check that out. And last but not least, Nintendo is going crazy because they're letting people make Zelda games. They're making indie studios. Like they're collaborating with indie studios now to bring Zelda games. But this looks awesome. I've never played Crypt of the NecroDancer. It's been on sale several times, and I've almost bought it like 10 times on the Switch eShop. But now it's going to be in Hyrule with Zelda and Link. This is going to do very well. I have a feeling the original Crypt of the NecroDancer, we're going to see that spike up in the sales charts. This is a genius move. It looks amazing. It's going to scratch so many itches, and for people complaining about, you know, Link's Awakening, this is going to be it right here. And that was it. That was a great way to end the conference or the showcase. I think, so this is how I feel about it. I loved it. I thought it was great. There was a few games that I don't really care about, you know, a handful of them, but there were so many games that came out or that they showed during this showcase that I want. I want dates on them. I want to know how much they're going to be so I can, you know, make sure I got the money. Like, I'm getting Cuphead day one. And they actually thanked Microsoft, you know, they said, you know, thank our friends at Microsoft for letting this happen, the Cuphead thing. So there's a lot of rumors going on that there's going to be a lot more stuff between Nintendo and Microsoft, that we're going to see a lot of Microsoft franchises on the Nintendo Switch. We will see, but this, you know, this was part of a rumor that we're going to see Halo and Gears and Forza, all that stuff come over onto the Nintendo Switch. But this was the first part of that rumor was Cuphead, and that's come true. So we'll see. We'll see. This was a wonderful show. This really was a palate cleanser after that Stadia conference yesterday. Ugh, that was rough. Anyways, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this condensed version of all the games that they showed on the Nindy Showcase. And I will see y'all next time. Happy hunting, everybody.